I think we're going here. All right, it looks like we are live. Yeah. Okay. So I haven't posted in a while. Been a hot minute. Um, yeah, life's been a little bit crazy. It always is for me this time of year, but I wanted to, well, kind of just, I don't know. I'm working on some projects. Thought while I was playing around, might as well kind of stream, maybe share them with you, see if you uh, like them, see what's, just basically hang out because I'm doing nothing else other than some crafting and having some drinks. This is a juice blend of tongue-tied papaya, mango, pineapple, and then oddly enough, tang. Yes, I use tang in this, just to give it a little tweak, because we all need our vitamin C. Gotta stay healthy. My cocktails can be healthy for you. And then some vodka, tequila, and rum. Figured might as well mix it up. And I haven't really done. Well, I got a few things I want to show you that I've picked up lately, but not enough to do a whole unboxing with you. So I just thought, I'll just add those to this tonight real quick. I picked this up the other day, thought it was adorably cute. So just a little wood or MDF cow that says "Welcome Friends." It was $2.99. I picked it up at a store called Gabe's. It's kind of, if you're in the Midwest or kind of eastern part of the Midwest, or in the South, you may know Gabe's. It's kind of, it's sort of along the same lines as a Marshall's or a TJ Maxx, in that it's kind of odds and ends, off lots, their own brands, all that kind of stuff. Discount, not so discounted, all that fun jazz. And then I also got one that said "Welcome to our farmhouse." Again, it was $2.99. I thought I'd use these in a wreath or something, but I thought they were adorable, really unusual and cute. And then I also picked this up there. I'm trying to make sure, given the angle. It just says, "Live simply, love deeply, speak kindly." And it's a burlap covered thumb board, although it doesn't really work that well. But it is, I actually picked this up. It was a little more expensive, but I think it was like $5 or $6. But the main reason I picked it up was because it gave me an idea for a project that I'm going to be making. Strangely enough, I picked up a 100-foot roll of cork, quarter-inch cork underlayment at an auction for like $5. And so it's just 100 feet of cork in a quarter-inch size. That I thought would be perfect for doing some message boards and memo boards and bulletin boards. And then I got some batting and stuff, super cheap again at auction. And then I picked up some burlap at Joann's not too long ago, as well as some at Lowe's in the garden section. And I thought it would make perfect little message boards or bulletin boards. And this was reminding me of what was going on with it that inspired it, and doing some stenciled. It looks like they just used fabric paint, so I may try that or experiment with just using plain acrylic or chalk paint to see how that holds up in that kind of setting. But you'll see that when I get a chance to. And let's see, what else did I pick up that I wanted to share. Move those to the side. This I picked up the other day at Dollar General. I just thought it was simple, but also kind of cute. It's just a little piggy on some chicken wire on what looks to be an MDF frame that says Oink. But the reason I got this was, again, it kind of inspired some ideas. I already had a 50-foot roll of chicken wire out in my garage and had been thinking about projects to use it for. And so I thought this would be really cute, which segued into these. I know I've seen some of these elsewhere posted, the jars with the tin, galvanized tin at the top. Grow big dreams and plant seeds, grow love. These are also from Dollar General. They were $1 a piece. So all three of those things were $1 a piece. And I thought this would really be cute, redoing this in more of a rustic look. And then mounting it on chicken wire and maybe doing similar. It looks like they've done a rusted effect on the chicken wire. So doing something similar and then mounting it in just an inexpensive frame that's been distressed. And I thought that would be a really cute little project that I may try here in a little bit. A little bit meaning a few weeks. But I thought I'd share the idea, at least, of where I'm at with you. And I actually picked up all of those little jars that they had. They had like 6 in different combined, and I cleared off the shelves. Then I picked this up. Actually, I picked this up today. It's just a little MDF done in a wood finish, hung with wire to combined little hanger that says Easter. This one's from Family Dollar. It was $3. But I thought it was just so cute, and went ahead and actually, they had some other things that I didn't buy, but that inspired a couple ideas that I will be trying to replicate similar type of things. And I may, well, yeah, I'm live streaming. Yeah, I've already had a few drinks, so I was going to say, I may stick up the photo and show you, but I can't really stick up the photo because, yeah, well, we're live. And I don't know how to do that much. But I thought this little bunny was adorable and perfect for Easter around here. And these are totally unrelated but random. Dollar Tree sometimes has the cutest little bags. Now granted, they don't tend to hold up very well, but I picked up one of each of the ones that they had that I had not seen previously. And that was Wonder Woman Power. Then there was just a plain Superman. Another Wonder Woman with the invisible jet. That was what was missing from the movie. And then the Aquaman movie cast folks. And so I picked all 4 of those up because I just thought they were adorably cute. And I do use a lot of those bags. Like I said, they don't tend to last long, but they're worth it to me. Alrighty, so I guess now it's actually time to get to some of my craft projects I got laying out here. These are some of the things I've been working on or trying to work on and trying to get to, and just haven't had time, or well, you kind of get the picture. More ideas than I have time or sense to pull off. And so I'm really not actually trying to produce anything tonight. I'm just trying to make sure stuff is going to work the way that I want it to. And so what you see here is a little bunny, or actually, should be another bunny. Where'd my other bunny go? I'm missing a bunny. Oh no, there they are. There's both bunnies. They were stuck together. Um, I decided I wanted to try to do, well, what it's going to become ultimately is a doormat, a welcome doormat. And I'm going to try to do a buffalo check stencil in the bunnies. And so that was what the idea is. But I hate doing the damn tape. You know, I know I could tape it and do all that crap, but you know, I don't have the patience, nor do I have the accuracy. I can't do a straight line to save my life. So I went into Cricut real quick and designed a couple of templates to create stencils to get me to where I needed to be to have my little bunny that was buffalo checked. And so I actually did 4. You could get away with just doing 3, but I'm trying to make sure they actually can be seen. It's hard to see because they're transparencies. I just use transparency film. So the first one is the actual like bunny shape itself. Oh, there was one that failed. Didn't have it cut deep enough, so it didn't cut all the way through on one of them. That's the last page. And then we've got, you know, let's start with our vertical. So we've got our vertical lines for our bunny. Then we got our little horizontal lines for our bunny. And then we got our little hash marks. And it looks like they all lined up. I did try to be very intentional about it. And I will, the cuts aren't exactly, because I didn't have it exactly in the same place on the sheet every time, but the shapes are correct. And I actually will share out, when I do the project, I'll share out my template files for anyone that wants them. The bunny shape is one that I just did real quick. It's nothing but, well, oval. That's what that shape is. If you can't tell, it's a rather strong drink, and actually this is my second one, so it's already starting to kick in. But it's a combination of 2 ovals, a circle, and then 2 more ovals is all it is. So it's a really simple shape that I just put together real quick, and I'll share that as well, just as a PNG file for anyone that wants that. But yeah, I'm going to try to see and make sure it actually works the way that I want it to. That's why I've got this stuff out. And trying to, I guess I should actually see. Can you see? Can we see? I don't know. I can't sing for shit. It's not even can we see, it's can we hear. Oh Lord. I don't know what's wrong with me some days. Alright, so what I'm doing off camera is putting some paint in my little palette. My little, I don't remember if this was a Dollar Tree palette or a Hobby Lobby one. But I just want to get my basic little paint out, and I'm using my sheepskin chalk paint from Folk Art. Strangely enough, I actually got this from Amazon. Normally, I do not buy my chalk paint from Amazon just because it's sort of like going to Joann's without a coupon or Michael's without a coupon. It's super ridiculously expensive a lot of times. I think when I was looking the other day, some of the bottles of the same size were like $12, $14. But this one was under $5 when I picked it up. And so I grabbed that. So that's why I've been using it so much, is I've got it. And it wasn't normally, I mean, it's actually a really great color, but it's not one, I usually go for a shade darker or a shade lighter. And then I picked up a lot of other colors that I don't know where the hell they are right now. Somewhere in this house. I picked up a bunch from Joann's the other day. They had a 30% online orders, if you did your order online and then picked it up in store or had it delivered, you got 30% off plus I think there's like another 10 or 20 coupon something. I don't remember but I ended up getting them for what I thought was a really good deal. Um, except when I went to pick them up, they only gave me half of them. So I had to go through hell to get the other half of my order. I ordered like 12 different bottles because I figured I might as well go ahead and stock up because I would use them eventually. And so I got like these 12 different and I'm not worried about being exact right now. I'm just trying to do proof of concept for myself. But I ordered, it was like 12 or 14, something like, I don't know. It ended up being two giant bags of these bloody chalk paints. And they only gave me half of them. And so for me, getting to Joann's is like a 20-minute drive. So I have to go all the way to the other side of town. And so I was really pissed off. But I also had to go through crap with them to get them to acknowledge, oh yeah, we still have your other half of your damn order. But I eventually did get them. Anyway, it's part of my love-hate relationship with Joann's, that kind of stuff. And I am going to leave it there, let you watch the bunny dry while I go into the kitchen real quick and try to rinse off my stencil so I don't end up getting it stained too bad. I'll be right back. Okay, so that wasn't too bad. I am back. It will dry here pretty quickly. That is one thing I do like about folk arts chalk paint. It dries so quick. Or at least dry enough that I can move on to the next stage. Anyway, my love-hate relationship with Joann's. Anyway, so I did eventually get my chalk paints. They're here in the house somewhere. Don't know where. There were two other things I was going to show you earlier that I kind of forgot to mention. I'm sure they've probably been around for a while, but I had never seen these before in any of my stores. And I end up going on this circuit. I'll tell you about the circuit in a minute. But anyway, it's just Bless Our Home. It's on an MDF. It looks like it's meant to be hung on the wall with two holes, but I thought, I actually like it. It's kind of cute. I also got Love is the Heart of the Home. These were both are from the Dollar Tree. And it's just MDF. It's like a sticker of some sort on MDF. And they're good. You know, they're about 12 inches long, maybe a little longer than that. And I thought, okay, they're kind of cute. I would not hang them on my wall personally, but I would set them up on a shelf. Or I also thought if I decided I didn't like them any longer or didn't want to put them on the shelf, that this would be a great base for a vertical sign, or a great base for, you know, anything, using with the love signs that they had if you wanted to make something. But I had not seen them before. Like I said, they may have been around forever and I just hadn't seen them. I was looking because sometimes you can see on the back the date of production. So it looks like these were produced 10/18, so they may have come out sometime last fall or over winter, and I just hadn't seen them yet. But I thought, okay, I'll give them a show, primarily because if they are new, I hadn't really seen anybody show them yet in some of their shopping videos, so I wanted to let people know so they could be on the lookout. But if they're old, and I've not really seen people use them in crafts, and I was just like, these would be awesome for bases or for doing a number of things, because I have yet to get my power tools out of storage, so I still don't have any way to cut things other than with a little handsaw. So I am definitely always looking for something that I can use in my crafts that I do not have to cut myself. Anyway, at this point you're probably bored to death listening to me ramble on about shit. But today was my day to craft, or more aptly to prep craft projects. I did some spray painting. There's some baskets I'm going to do here at some point that I hopefully will get to share with you all. Do I have them lined up? I have them backwards. No, I had it right. I had it right the first time. It's not totally dry, but we're going to go with this one. I don't know if you can hear it. It is storming right now. It's been a gross day last night and today, which is also why I am crafting. And no, these are not the real colors that I intend to use when I do this project for real. It's just these were the colors that I happen to have handy when I went to do this. So yeah, we're going to have a having a muted blue, a baby blue on top of this. Probably should have washed out that brush too. Like I said, this is proof of concept for me. That's all it is. So if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, and I go back to the drawing board. But I wanted to give it a shot. See, that's the other thing. I was never good at kind of coloring in the lines. So that's why stencils are wonderful for me. I don't have to color in the lines. Yay! I can just color wherever the hell I damn well feel like coloring. And it always ends up in the right place. Yes. Perfection. No, I'm going to say that and I'm going to screw this sucker up royally. So far, this is working better than I thought it would. And strangely enough, I'm actually liking this blue better than I thought I would. It's just, hell, I'll tell you the color here in a minute. It's the cerulean blue basics from Michael's. And some of that sheepskin chalk paint from Folk Art. And I didn't mix up enough of it, but we'll get more mixed here in a bit. I don't know why it matters. Again, this is just for samples. It's for shits and giggles. But let's see how layer 1 looks. Yay! We got a striped bunny. So far it's looking good. I'm going to wash off the stencil again and I'll be right back. Okay, so that is drying now. Um, totally unrelated. Well, I'm going to ramble while I mix more paint over here. Has anyone been watching the Masked Singer? I have. I've gotten sucked into it. I know I shouldn't. It's normally I avoid reality TV. It's such a guilty pleasure for me because it's addictive. But I got sucked in, and I can't help but want to watch. And it's basically what it's become is my Thursday morning when I wake up, because I don't have time to watch TV a lot of times at night. And so I'll get up Thursday morning, and while I'm getting ready, that's what I end up watching. And so I'm convinced the bee is Gladys Knight. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm not trying to spoil it for anyone. I should have said spoiler alerts. But that voice, if it's not Gladys Knight, I am going to be shocked to hell. Because the voice is just so iconic. And then I have no clue who the monster is. Cannot for the life of me figure that one out. I know I've heard all their guesses, but I don't even know who half the people are that they're guessing sometimes. So that one's going to be a surprise. And it will be like Lion, and I still won't know who the hell they are when they unveil them. No offense, she had a great voice, but I did not know who Rumor Willis was. Never had heard of her. I get that she, who her parents were, but Lord have mercy, I had not heard of her. So that one was a surprise. And then seeing Joey Fatone was not that much of a surprise. I mean, it was, you knew it had to be someone from NSYNC, or from a boy band, excuse me. I'm just not sure who at that point, but Peacock, I'm torn. For the longest time, I thought it was Donny Osmond, but the last week's clues, I'm just not sure. I'm kind of torn at this point. So I guess next week I'll just be one of those people who's like waiting and seeing, and either I'm like vindicated or I'm shocked. While that's drying, actually I'm going to move this briefly. I'm going to switch little side projects. Like I said, this was my time to work on different random stuff. And so, these buckets that say flowers and garden, I think some of them were blank at some of the stores, or I've seen people that had blank ones. I don't know if it's because they'd already taken it off. But mine only had the flowers or gardens, or the French version of it. And so I'm just taking it off with some acetone. Dollar Tree acetone. Comes right off. Super easy. This is also for a project. Oh, I guess I should look at both sides since apparently it's on both. Who knew? Surprise to me. And so I'm just using an old sponge, again, one of those bulk sponges from Dollar Tree, the synthetic ones. I've used it for dishes until it was about dead, and since I'm going to throw it away, might as well use it in a craft project first. Alright, so that's now done, and I think, whoo, the vapors. I've got the vapors. Alright, so we're back to our little bitty bunny. Gonna love them. And anyway, I was gonna try to do some Bugs Bunny, and I forgot the whole Merry Melodies line for the. This one's not dry, but oh well. It's dry enough for my sample. I am liking this. This is cute. This is turning out to be cute. Now watch, I'm gonna screw it up, but. think the testament's going to be when I try to do the final layer of the stencil. But the plan for this is to just use one of those cheapo Dollar Tree doormats, which I actually painted earlier today. I spray painted it a little bit because all they had were the gray ones and the black ones, and I didn't want either color. I wanted kind of an off-white. So I tried spray paint while I was out doing some baskets. I was painting some of the Dollar Tree baskets. One of the Easter baskets and then one of the spring storage baskets, which if I can get the spring storage basket project that I have in my mind to work, it is going to be super cute. I am so excited for that one. I may have just messed it up there because I think I buckled, but we'll see here in just a minute. Yeah, I'm buckling in a few places, but that's okay. Life is not perfect. We can screw up, and it was okay. Okay, so layer 2 is on. Pull this up. Yeah, it turned out okay. I mean, you know, it is what it is. I had a little too heavy on that brush. That's what my issue is, I think. I should have used a different brush to mix. Let me rinse this one off. And then I'll be right back. Damn, that paint is drying on those stencils real fast. So yeah, we'll let that dry for a minute. I still have a couple of projects that I have setting out here along with this. But so far, I'm liking how the bunny's looking. I'm trying to see, does it show? Now we just got one more layer, and then we'll do, on that one we'll do the straight cerulean. Like I said, I just picked this color up because it was the one I happened to have setting up here. The other paints are in the basement, and so I thought, we'll just go with it. This is an idea for a project. So if you've checked out any of the videos and the shopping haul videos, you know I did one where I shared the story of the $1, the reject $1 store, or the more sketchy $1 store. So not Dollar Tree, but actually just $1 store, I think is what it's called. I went back. Even after my horrific first experience there, I went back and I found these there. So just says 8 by 12. They are a little thinner than some I would pick up elsewhere. I was looking for a color that I don't really care for. Let me pick the orange, because we won't actually see the foam. I'm afraid the foam being as thin as it is, the project may not turn out like I'm hoping. But we're going to find out. We're going to try anyway. Damn it. I was hoping to just slide it out. I may actually do two for this and then cut it out. Let's try it that way. So, what we are going to do, and I'm actually redoing the camera again to make sure. Adjusting. Sorry, I'm adjusting on you. So yeah, I'm looking at an orange sheet of foam, and it has some give, but it is rather thin. You can see the indentations. So this is foil tape. So real duct tape, not the duct tape that you get, at the store to make wallets out of. The duct tape you get to wrap and insulate or not really insulate, but to wrap and seal your ductwork. And I had this around, as you may know from some of the other videos, I moved this past winter. It's still winter. I moved back in November. So really, I guess technically fall. And one of the first projects I did was insulate my ducting work here, just so I could ensure I had the most efficiency possible. And so this is some leftover. Well, we're coming up to Easter, and Lent and Easter and all those good, fun holidays. And I thought, I wonder how I can use this. And so right now I'm not worried about dimensions and all that. I'm just trying to get a sample to see if it's going to work. And if you've ever seen those ornate, usually they're vintage, antique, kind of from a bygone era crosses, the Byzantine crosses and some of those types of things, where they're embossed tin or embossed brass or embossed gold, all of that good stuff. That was what inspired this, and I just did a shitty job, pardon my language, on getting that laid out. My thought for using this was I wouldn't get the buckling and the wrinkling that I just got. So that's on me. Because you could probably do this project with, but you can see the concept of what we're going for. This, like I said, is not meant to be a production piece. This is meant a proof of concept. I think it would also work with like the heavy duty Reynolds wrap if you just glued it down and made sure you rolled it out well. So I just happen to have this, and you can get this at Home Depot, Lowe's, even Walmart. It's a little more expensive than other types of tape, but it's not horrible. So yeah, we have a cross, and you're like, okay, we got a taped cross. It's not a very good cross. But the point of doing this, and why we did it on the foam, was, okay, so it does take, I don't want to actually color it. Okay, it does wipe off. That's what I wanted to see. I took I want that point. It did, but I want the point. Let me get something else that's pointy. Yeah, this is pointy. It'll work. Get my fork. Stick a fork in me, I'm done. I picked this up. I have a habit. I love auctions, and if you hang around the channel long enough, you'll realize that I pick up tons of crap at auctions that I reuse. And this silverware I picked up at an auction I don't know how long ago. It's an Oneida Community Stainless. It's a little rose pattern. But I think this might actually be a better choice. Should pick a different. And so my actual plan here is to print out a cross that has a pretty, or print out a pattern for it that is pretty and not necessarily just my random scribbles here. But I wanted to see, you can do light and press down, get a good deep. So that works. If you want broader, oh, that would work. And if I actually have paper over it, no. So this will totally work for what I have in mind. So not the most sophisticated design on my sample cross here, but you can see it actually did work. I think I will continue in the next one. Let me see if it, which is one later, how it turns out. Yeah, I'm not caring too much for it with just the one. It goes deep and it feels like it's cutting through the tape almost. And actually it did cut through the tape, I think, in a couple places. So I may actually end up putting 3 sheets underneath it, at least for doing the project. And I can cut it and mount it on a foam board, and I'll have a lovely little embossed cross, circa, vintage. I always, when I see them, I think of the era of the Spanish missionaries and monasteries, is what it most commonly reminds me of. But I think it would be super cute as a craft here for Easter and for the Lenten season. So that one's definitely going to come back soon. And I think my my little rabbit, my bunny, bunny, is probably just about dry now. So we've got our last piece of the puzzle, and that is our actual check. Okay, so put out a little bit of the blue, and get my last brush out. Got one more brush left, thankfully. Okay. Oh, yeah. See, that's what I need to avoid doing, and that's moving my bloody stencil. Okay, stencil, stay. And do not buckle. It keeps wanting to buckle on me. It's probably because I don't actually have this dry yet. And this one, wow. I don't know. Clearly, for whatever reason, this acrylic does not want to go on top. It does not want to go on there. It's not thick. Anyway, you get the picture of what we're doing. And so this was done, these are about a half an inch, so it's a much smaller, which is also why I did not want to try to do tape. I don't have any kind of painter's tape or masking tape that thin. I mean, I guess I could have used washi tape and probably made it work, but like I said, I can't do a straight line to save my life. And the idea of trying to put the tape down, peel the tape up, re-put the tape down, oh my God, I was just not having it. God bless you for those of you who've had the patience to do that when you've done your painted buffalo check, but by God, I did not have the patience. So thus, shit, I just went under there. So there I fucked it up. And yes, I did say the F word, I apologize. Because I'm buckled. Damn, this whole thing down here is buckled. And I fucked that one up there too. And I again apologize for my language. I need to watch my mouth. Like I said, this was proof of concept, so I'm not going to worry about fixing it. But it doesn't mean I'm not pissed at myself. I mean, I am thinking, wait, what? God. Sometimes I don't know if I'm coming or going. There. Clearly, I think the chalk paint worked far better than the acrylic. Sorry, but it's true, Michaels. This acrylic paint has not been very good to me. Alright, so like I said, I know I've bled a lot of places, so excuse that, but this is what it looks like. I'm gonna go wash, and then I will be right back. Still pissed at myself that I let it bleed that badly. Alright, let's... I know this is proof of concept, but still, I can't help but wanting to try to do something about a little bit. It's not perfect. Not even close, but it's better. And actually look at it and tell, yeah, this is buffalo check. Like I said, this was just me grabbing the first paint I saw up here. Oops. Let me pull this back a bit. And so you can see. So the idea of what this will eventually be like is 3 to 4 of these bunnies in all different colors side by side on the doormat, along with the message like welcome or something like that. I also did a simple peep style one, and I want to do that one too, with the colored peeps, and just do a welcome peeps type thing. Yeah, I thought it was cute. And like I said, the stencil I'll make available when I actually do the project, for anyone that wants it. It was 4 transparency sheets, but honestly you could do it with 3. Actually, you could probably do it with 2, if you just watch your lines. If you're better at painting in the lines than I am, you could do it with just your vertical and your horizontal, and combine them then for the third one to do the patched pieces. But yeah, I'm okay with how it turned out. I think it works. Like I said, it was proof of concept. We'll see how it does. Like when I actually do it on the item, I'll do it more as a stencil type, and do the less thick and more stuppling. Yeah, I'm kind of just rambling at this point, and I don't know why. It worked. That was the point. It worked. So yeah, that was the main project I wanted to test out tonight. Like I said, earlier today, oh, sorry, I did a bunch of painting. And if you can see, the cover on my table is different. It's not really, it's the same table. I just realized it was so dark, it was just destroying any kind of lighting that I had. And so I decided to get some of that laminate. I had a gift card at Lowe's from an old rebate offer. And so I just picked up a box that was on clearance, that was cheap, and got that. So this is the other thing I'm going to work on a little bit. I started this the other day. I wanted to do something, and I wanted the wildflowers, and I wanted the lavender in it, but it turned out to be what I consider a hot mess. So I'm going to cut a few more and see if I can just make the hot mess look like it actually is an okay mess instead of just a mess. So yeah, we'll see. Not a lot to look at with this one, of course, because I just need to cut my stems. Those are cut now. Let's look at this. This one I think I got at Joann's, maybe. That one, I'm not sure where I got it. But this one's actually, I kind of like it because I can pull them off. But I don't always want to pull them off that small. Like you see that? It's not really the size that I want. So let me put it back on. Come on. There we go. I'll cut back. Ooh, sorry. Cut back here. Ooh. Sorry, one of my paintbrushes rolled onto my tabletop here. Probably should just go wash those, but I actually have another paint project here I want to do. I may finish up with you all before that, but anyway, I've got a bunch of stuff in my mind to do for Easter if I can get to it. I know one of the things I want to do is a project with the Stations of the Cross, or depending on your church, your religion, you may call it the Way of the Cross, that I was thinking of and thought, oh, this will be super kind of cute, very simple for folks that do want something like that. I'm pretty sure I can get it to work the way I want. Holy shit. Sorry. Didn't mean to cuss at you. Oh crap, I'm gonna break this. Like, this is one heck of a flower stem. There we go. Alright, we got that one cut. And one more on here. And pull this off. There we go. That gives us that. And so basically I was taking some vintage art images of the Way of the Cross, or the Stations of the Cross is how I'm used to calling them, and turning them into silhouettes, cleaning them up and simplifying them down so that they actually they translate into a silhouette that is actually meaningful. And so I've gotten some of them done. I haven't had a chance to finish all of them. I'm sitting here, I'm sorry, I stopped mid-sentence because I'm sitting here thinking, what you don't realize is that's what's in that there's no floral foam in that nice little milk jug. It's plastic bags. I was being cheap bastard. Let's be honest. Let's put this over here. Like, I will admit, I suck at flower arranging. I do. I really just, I don't know. It was never a talent that I acquired. But I used plastic bags in here because I just wanted something that I could put them and hold some of the stuff in place without having to worry about having tons of floral foam to have to deal with. Okay, let's pull that out a bit. Anyway, I got real quiet because, like I said, I don't do well with flower arranging, so I actually have to think about it. How do I feel about this? At this point, I'm just shoving everything to finish getting it all in there. I still have mixed feelings about this. I mean, I think it looks better now than it did. But it's still so gomly and wild looking. Alright, you tell me. So this is what we got. Like I said, flower arranging is not my forte. Hell, you can tell it's not even my I don't. Let's put it this way: people would vote me out of the contest at the county fair if I tried to do something like this. Be like, what the hell are you thinking? Um, but yeah, this is what I ended up with. Man, not miserably. Like, honestly, I'm just sitting here. I'm like, yeah, it's not what I would think of in arranged flowers, but that's sort of like what mine look like when I go out and pick wildflowers and bring them in. But then I'm also realizing they look that messy when they're real for me because I suck at flower arranging. So either way we go, I suck at flower arranging. Um, but let me know your thoughts. How could I make this a little better? If you're still hanging around, it's definitely special in its own little way. But yeah, it has been an interesting day. I've gotten a lot of crafting um, projects partially ready, at least ready enough that I can maybe hopefully move forward with them in a little bit of time that I do have. Um, so I work in education, and this time of year is just really busy for us specifically. And so I'm just trying to do what I can when I can. Sorry, I'm moving stuff around because I need to paint the. Um, I've got to paint these flower pots too tonight. So yeah, I've been trying to prep stuff. So like today, I think I mentioned I did spray paint a matte white um, on a floor mat and 3 baskets. And the baskets that I used, one is um, the wood Easter basket from Dollar Tree, and then the other 2, the small and the large um, plastic baskets. The new style with what looks to be almost a braided weave um, look on the sides of the baskets because I thought they were gorgeous for a project I had in mind or for doing. I got this on here too thick. I thought they would be gorgeous painted. And how I'm going to paint them and finish them, you will just have to see. But at least in my head, they are beautiful. If they only turn out that way in real life. But that will probably be coming. I've got everything I need for it. So maybe in the next week or so. I don't know. I also want to get a wreath done because I don't have my wreath done yet. And I mentioned, like, when I moved here or when I moved to this house, I did not know that my neighbors were like decorating fanatics. Um, and so I have gotten, like, I got a nasty letter from an anonymous nasty letter. Let me put it that way. Anonymous. They didn't even sign their damn names. Um, at Thanksgiving because I didn't have friggin' decorations up. Like, who the hell decorates the yard for Thanksgiving when you've just moved? Like, I don't decorate for Thanksgiving anyway, but I had just flippin' moved. Give me a break. They were nuts. Um, and so I got a nasty letter. Well, I didn't do shit. I put up a wreath that I had in the basement that I'd had for a couple years, so it was new to them, but that was the only thing I did. And so fast forward to getting ready for Christmas, and I put up Black Friday. Lowe's had this set of little a cheesy little wreath um, and 2 little topiaries for like $20 or something. And they were lighted, and so I got that, and that's all I put up outside. I didn't put anything else up outside. I don't usually put a lot of decorations up outside. Um, and so I put those up. And 2 days later, I got a note in the mail, again, unsigned, saying it's a good start. We look forward to seeing what you do with the rest of your decorations. Well, rest my ass, that was all I did. So, fast forward another week. I get another letter in the mail. Again, unsigned. No one willing to say who the hell they are. So we really would appreciate if you put your decorations up now. And I didn't do anything. And I actually wanted to I debated putting up a damn banner that says, "This is my decoration, go fuck off." But someone talked me out of it. And we're not going to go there. I've got interesting neighbors. They are decorating crazy. So they've left me alone since I do put up a wreath on the damn door pretty much for every season. And so I need to put something up because I just passed Valentine's Day and I haven't put anything else up. So right now there's nothing on my door. And so I know one of the neighbors is going to freak out soon and write another flippin' anonymous message. But I don't feel like putting anything up yet. I've got like ideas of what I want to do, but I just haven't felt motivated to make them. And so I've got nothing right now for my door. Now, I rambled for like 5 minutes for that. Not really worth the story, I'm sure, for most of y'all, but I do have crazy neighbors when it comes to decorations. I literally have a neighbor who, for Christmas, went out into her yard and, like, we're not talking the mesh lights. She actually took the string lights and strung her entire yard in this little mesh of lights. And when I mean a little like, basically did those net, if you've seen the net lights, the ones that are a net mesh, that is basically what she did all over her friggin' yard. There was not an inch that was not covered in lights. I have another neighbor who, in my mind, went to beyond tacky. If you know all those, like, I grew up, I always thought of them as my parents' decorations. I forget the name of them. There's a name for that style, but those old, big plastic lit up ornaments, or not ornaments, outside door or outside decorations. Their entire yard was covered in them, and I mean everywhere, every kind of style imaginable. And then they added in inflatables and little sleigh that moves around. You could see their house from blocks away. And if that's you, bless you. I mean, more power to you if that's what you want to do. I don't want to do that. I just think it's wasteful. I can appreciate, and I'll put up a wreath, I'll put up some basic decorations sometimes, depending on what I'm in the mood for, but I just don't go all that out. Like, this is the first time I'd put up a tree in years, this past Christmas. And the only reason I put up the tree this year, the reason I stopped was I got a cat. And I always use glass ornaments. And so obviously I couldn't really do that with the cat because she loves to climb. And I figured I'd come home to nothing but ornaments everywhere. When I decided where I was moving, might as well, because the tree, everything's got to come in. So I just had them leave the tree in my dining room, which is where I am right now. And so it was set there until it was time for me to put it up. And so I put it up this year. But it also meant that I switched out all my ornaments, so I no longer had the glass ornaments. Switched to more of the rustic farmhouse style, and just did more of the fabric, or in some cases plastic if I needed a shape or something like that. A lot of ribbons. Anyway, that was what I did, and that was really, I don't know what the hell the moral of that story was. I kind of lost myself. But yeah, I did a rustic tree this past year, and I finally actually I took the ornaments down reasonable time. I didn't take the damn tree down until about well, it wasn't even 3 weeks ago, it was just a couple weeks ago. It just sat there in the corner of the house forever. I finally took it down and took it back upstairs. Um, but I don't know. Having the cat was a good excuse for not decorating the tree. And sometimes, as much as I love Christmas and I love the holiday season, it's just so busy. And I don't, part of it is I don't have kids. So that I think takes away some of the magic. Like when you have kids, you do it because, well, that's what you do. But also, it's kind of a magical time for them. And not having them, I have my nephews will come visit and that kind of stuff. But just because I don't have kids, I don't know. I don't need to change my decor every time I turn around. Hell, if I have time for that. Bless you if you do. I mean, I love watching people's videos of stuff and how they've done their decorations, but because, let's be quite honest, I'm not that creative. I've still got boxes. Like I said, I moved in November, and I've still got a bunch of boxes everywhere because I haven't needed the stuff that's in them. That's just how I've ended up living for years. Oh, I got too much paint on there. And yes, I did put this paint on here very, very heavy. I know. I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to distress them tomorrow when I actually go to do my project. Yeah, I think I'm going to call it a night. Call it, well, not really a night. I think it's about 2, something like that. 1:30, 2 o'clock. Call it an afternoon. I appreciate it if you watched, stuck around, popped in, popped out. Let me know your thoughts. Give me ideas, especially on the buffalo check. I thought about doing just a plain pattern that could be used for anything. I also thought about doing an Easter egg, one in a bigger pattern. Let me know if you got questions or thoughts on anything. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll let you be. Thanks. Bye.